So if you're seeing this video, that means you probably know what the Myers-Briggs personality test is. If you don't, I don't really know how you got to this video, because I'm basically making this video for a forum just so people can watch me talk about stuff that, I don't know, about stuff. So I have a questionnaire here that kind of explains me, I guess, and helps me actually explain myself, and then I can watch myself and be like, oh wow, yeah, I totally relate to that, blah blah blah. So here's the questionnaire. Pick 3 words or short phrases to describe yourself and explain. Number 1, always thinking. Can't stop thinking. I think about thinking, and when I'm not thinking about thinking, I'm thinking about why I'm not thinking about thinking. Does that make sense? Probably not. And that's why I'm doubting myself on whether or not I'm thinking too much about what I just said. Number 2, I always have to be busy. I've got, creative projects, like creative outlets to, I don't really have any emotion, so like my way of expressing emotions, I guess, is through some kind of creativity or creative outlet. In my case, music. But when I'm out in different places or whatever, if I'm, if I don't have a reason for being there, like if it's a social situation, I don't I'll go out and promote my music, or I'll go out and, I have like a specific reason why I'm there. Like if I don't have that reason, then I get uninterested, and I just, all I can think of, I start thinking, and then when my mind starts thinking, I start thinking about the stuff that I'm working on, and then I'm just like, I just don't feel productive, and I gotta leave and go work on my, introverted projects, because they just, continue until I die. But I do finish a lot of them, so I do have a lot that I haven't touched in years, but I do have plenty of them that I have finished. Number 3, and I've been trying to think about this one. I can't think of a third thing to like describe myself. Perfectionist, I guess. I mean, anything that I touch, look at, think about, do, research, like I will like hyperactively like learn about it. Like I will learn something in 2 days that takes some people like a year to figure out. But I probably won't go like super in depth, into it. I'll just kind of whatever is interesting at the moment, I just kind of go into it and just analyze the shit out of it until I get to a point where like, oh, okay, this all makes sense. What's next? And then I move on to something else, and just kind of collectively, just all this knowledge just starts to become relative to each other, and the whole big picture makes sense. The details I get into sometimes, not all the time. So I guess that would be the third thing. Hyperactive learning mode, like nonstop all the time. Question 2, why are you interested in typology, finding out your type, or just exploring? Why are you making this video, basically? I'm making this video to teach other people, or you can watch me and see, how this type of person does something or thinks about something, or how their personality is. And I'm also doing it so I can watch myself and see, kind of learn about myself mostly and grow. I want to learn about all the personalities so that, I can be in a social situation, and I think it helps you relate to certain people, especially ones that are opposite of you and that you don't understand. I think being able to understand how their mind is functioning opens up your mind a bit. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. Question 3, go through the main activities in your life. What is most important to you? What do you like best? What do you do? Wait, why do you do each of the things you do? I build website applications. I build mainly for my job. I build spiders that crawl the internet for information. So it's kind of like a replica of my brain. It's like, I was like, I'm go out and grab information. I mean, I have like a gazillion books. I collect information on the internet using, well, I don't really code scripts. Well, sometimes I do. I'll code scripts to find some information, but I haven't done that in, years, because it's just so easy that was before, you could find anything online. Now, back then you had to kind of build little spiders and find text files on the internet that had all kinds of crazy information, like the Jolly Rogers cookbook, and like all kinds of other crazy like hacker stuff from like the 90s or whatever, when the internet was all text. Now you don't need all that. You just find ebooks and DVDs and documentaries and courses, and the list goes on. I have more information that I could probably consume in like 47 lifetimes. But so like the collecting part of that's kind of fun. I write music, specifically electronic music, but I actually, at the making of this video, I'm releasing an album with 13 songs on it. It should be on iTunes and Amazon. I'll post the link to my music site below this video, or wherever this video is being posted. I do the music because I think, being the way my mind works and being unemotional. I don't know if you ever seen that TV show Dexter. Now, I'm not saying I want to go out and kill people or kill bad people or anything like that, but he talks about a concept called the dark passenger, and it's kind of like it's like shadows. Like if somebody yells at you, like they're projecting their shadows on you, and then you take them in and then do something with them. So in my example, some people will take them in and just, they'll cry or something, or they'll lash out at somebody else. Like they'll just take that shadow and be like, rah, rah, rah to somebody else, and that other person then has the shadow, and it just kind of goes in circles. So I think the music for me is kind of like my outlet for releasing those shadows that, not that very many people yell at me, but just, things going on. Like maybe if you're watching TV or something bad's going on the television, like stuff like that might linger in your mind, and having a creative outlet just gets rid of all that, and very easily too. So yeah, I make websites. Ultimately, I have like some internet business ideas and stuff that I'm working on, and now hopefully maybe that'll replace my day job at some point, not anytime in the near future. But explain your education, work background. Why did you take this route? I got accepted at Ohio State University and went and lasted about 2 years doing mostly art classes, because any normal class that I took that I would go into, I either felt as though the teacher was inferior in some way. I mean, not that I have like a superiority complex or anything, but I couldn't justify spending whatever it was, $500-600 for the class, and then being forced to buy the $50 to $150 book that changes every semester. So you have to spend full price on the book. You can't use a book from like the semester before, because they force you to buy it. It was like it was like a scam to me. I was like, well, I can go get a book for like $10, from 10 years ago that explained the same concepts. I could read the thing in like 4 days, and I would grasp everything in it. Why do I gotta spend 9 to 12 weeks, spend $700 to $800, not to mention all the time lost that I could have spent actually making money instead of, just losing money? And then, I'll probably miss half the classes anyways, because freaking lectures are so boring and uninteresting. And I personally have a very visual mind, so visually speaking, I mean, none of these classes teach in that manner, so it didn't help me. The only ones that made sense were the art ones because they're all visual. So I made a bunch of art, spent all my college money in about 2.5 years on art classes, and then the tipping point was when I got into like 200 level I did take some computer programming classes, and when I got into one, there was nothing against, foreign people bringing in their kids to go to schools here, because we have, awesome schools. But the kids, once they go towards their master's degree, they teach these 200, 300 level classes. Now, a lot of these people don't speak English. So how is a person that is, can barely grasp the syntax of the English language supposed to teach me, who understands the syntax of the English language? How are they supposed to teach me the syntax of a computer programming language when they can't represent the syntax of the computer language in the English syntax? Did you follow all that? I didn't think so. That's why I dropped out. So I dropped out. I make a decent living building computer applications. I go to work, and I wore this to work. I work 10 to 6 Monday through Friday. The job I have right now is the best job. I have my own office. At one point, we were upstairs in this building. I had a view of one at South Mountain in Phoenix. We don't have that office anymore after the whole economy collapsed, and we moved back downstairs. But I share office with an interior design firm, and the inside of the building looks like an interior designer went through it and spent, a gazillion dollars on it. It's phenomenal. It's the greatest job I've ever had. I love it. Next question. What kind of friend partner are you? Care to share any of your history? It's kind of personal. 1, I don't want to talk about emotions, so don't hug me, don't kiss me, sometimes. Just don't smother me. I've seen the term, what was it? Intellectual, or, dang it, I can't remember what the term was. Intellectual intercourse? Or conversational intercourse. That's what's enticing to me. Like, if you could sit there and talk about ideas, I don't know, like psychology stuff like this all day, or other stuff like that, and just, if you can crawl into my mind and actually live up to my impossible standards, or keep me intrigued in some way, then I would get along with you great. But if you can't, then I get bored and tune you out, and then I start, throwing wit that probably goes over top of your head, and nobody gets it, and so everyone thinks I'm an ass, and then I'm here talking to nobody on a computer forum or something like that. How would your closest friends describe you, your family? What about someone who doesn't like you? Like I just said, people that don't like me think I'm an asshole because I shut them out and I put up a wall when I get uninterested. It's kind of a defense mechanism, and I don't do it on purpose. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just, because of all the projects and everything that I have going on, and I'm always busy doing something, I just, I don't have the time in the day to maintain 40 personal close relationships. It just doesn't happen. I mean, I know a lot of people. I run into a lot of people, especially with music, going out to clubs and bars and stuff and promoting it. But a lot of people know me, but they don't really know me. So yeah, that's where the asshole part comes in.